And I want to say that death is a necessary evil, and therefore there's no need to fear death. If you are sick, there are only two things that can happen to you. You will be treated and you will get well. They have nothing to fear. But if you don't recover, then you die, because you will either go to heaven or to hell. If you go to heaven, there's nothing to worry about. You will be okay. Even if you go to hell, there's nothing to worry about. You'll find so many of your friends.
Raila atatoka kesho. Raila atakuwa 2027. Anaweza kuwa hayuko. Lakini kama mkienda tena kwa uchaguzi na sasa itakuwa wao ambao waliiba ndio wanakaa pale. Raila atatoka kesho. Raila atakuwa 2027. Anaweza kuwa hayuko. Lakini kama mkienda tena kwa uchaguzi na sasa itakuwa wao ambao waliiba ndio wanakaa pale, unaweka tena wale wawezi wenzao. Silimu Kenya, mimi nakufa, lakini mimi nakufa kwa niaba ya Wakenya.
The clergy and all those who have come to help us to escort our brother. Murega rengi. Gaeniwega. Gaende shudhi. Asanteni sana. I am in a rush because I'm going to have to board a plane in the next 1 hour at the airport. That's why I was very, very impatient there. But I was here last Saturday, and I said I would come today for this particular occasion when we are escorting our brother. And we are happy to welcome our visitors from Germany. Willkommen hier und herzlich Beileid oder Verlust eurer Vaters. Okay? Er war ein großer Freund von mir. Und wir haben uns über 60 Jahre getroffen in Deutschland, in Leipzig. I was just explaining to them, I'm welcoming them. It is now, I was just calculating, and I found it is exactly 61 years ago when we first met with my brother here. I was ahead of him there by 2 years. And as has been said, I met his elder brother, Charles Mburu Miano. He was already in his third year at the University of Dresden when I went there. But we met in the city of Leipzig. If you follow Bundesliga, there's a club there called RB Leipzig. That is from our town. That is where we were doing the preparation to go to university. You have to go there and pass the German university entrance examination, where you can then be admitted to a German university. So Francis followed me, and we welcomed him, and we had a very good time with him those days. From then, as you have seen, he went to Dortmund, and then after that he went to Freiburg, where he studied and eventually got his PhD. This is a true Kenyan, who is somebody who is very, very moderate and is very welcoming. I did not know, because when I met Mumbi, she was Mumbi Ngaru. Little did I know that she was the wife of my friend. It took a very long time. And when we met with him, we were speaking German. Mumbi, of course, was not understanding what we were saying. We were backbiting her. But he was somebody who was very professional in his work. You've seen the kind of things that he has done after he came back to Kenya. But he also worked in Germany and had a family in Germany. And I'm happy to see that Mumbi has been able to welcome this German branch of the family. And that's why I'm saying, willkommen nochmal hier. Kenya und auch hier in Dika. Fühlen Sie sich zu Hause. Yeah. So I'm happy. I wanted to say many other things, but because I'm in a rush, I'm going to leave this for some other time. But Mumbi is somebody who's very committed to her work. She has a true Kenyan spirit of nationalism. Ethnicity is no issue to her. She thinks a Kenyan. And you know, a number of Kenyans have got this disease of thinking first as a member of this tribe or this clan before they become Kenyans. And I've been trying to tell Kenyans, think first as a Kenyan before you become a member of another community. Before you become a Kikuyu, Luhya, Mukamba, and so on. That is when we are going to develop a country. I'm saying this because I lived in Germany. Germany was a country that was very divided. They had different kingdoms, which are basically ethnic. Bavaria, Bayern, that's where Munich is. That's a tribe. Prussians, that's where Berlin is, called Preußen. This was another kingdom. Saxony, where Leipzig is, was another kingdom. Hessen, where Frankfurt is another kingdom. Then Rhineland, where Cologne is another kingdom. Then Hansa, Hamburg, those areas. Mecklenburg, and so on and so forth. And for 33 years, one time, they were fighting against each other. It's called, in German history, 33-jähriger Bürgerkrieg. It is only a prince of Prussia called Otto von Bismarck who came out with his centurions, physically, forcefully united these different nationalities and created one united Germany and said that if you don't work hard, the English and the French are going to look down upon you like second-class Europeans. So introduce what is known as Iron Rule in Germany. You work or you are disciplined. And that is the basis of Teutonic discipline that we have today. Today you see a German telling you, look at Mercedes-Benz. Look at BMW. No Italian can make that. No Englishman can make that because of that discipline. And that is what we've been trying to tell Kenyans. Think as a Kenyan first before you think as a member of the community here and there. I'm surprised all the times when I come here and people say they fear Raila. We have all the time been working together. Jaramogi is the one who stood up in parliament and said that Jomo Kenyatta and all those who detained with him were under the true leaders of Kenya. He was disowned by members who came from this region in parliament. Go and read the Hansard. But he went on and kept on saying Uhuru na Kenyatta until eventually Kenyatta was released. Kenyatta was released to Jaramogi. Jaramogi, who took Kenyatta to Gatundu, his home, he was released to Jaramogi's hand. Chukua hiyo Kenyatta yako. Deny. And Jaramogi and Kenyatta were one thing with independence. They only disagreed ideologically, not ethnically. Not because Jaramogi was a Luo or Kenyatta was a Kikuyu, no. And that is normal generally in politics. But then me, I've worked with members of this community for a long time. We started with Kenneth Matiba, Kenya Football League, and organized soccer in this country. That Kenya became #1 in the whole of this region. Kenneth Matiba. And when Kenneth Matiba was in trouble with Charles Rubia, he came to me and said, there's a problem here. These people want to arrest us. Only Jaramogi can save us. Arrange for us to meet Jaramogi. and arranged a meeting with Jaramogi, Matiba, and Rubia. And we talked there about how we can fight to change Section 2A and bring back multipartyism. And that's when we met after that meeting, we organized a Kamkunji. Matiba, Rubia, and yours truly were arrested and detained together. Where Rubia ended up being very sick, Matiba got a stroke, and so on and so forth. But we had worked together. We came out back here, we started a Ford, Kenya, Ford. Later on they came and split it into Ford Kenya and Ford Asili. But we had to work together with those people. Fast forward again, when the opposition was divided in 1992 and lost elections, the Nyayo's 34% against opposition's 66%. 97, we were not able to unite. We were defeated. 2002, when the opposition was divided again, I said Kibaki tosha and campaigned for Kibaki when he was injured until he became president. Did I not know that Kibaki was a Kikuyu? Did I not know that Kibaki was a Kikuyu? I knew. That's what therefore the idea saying that Raila is an enemy of Kikuyus, I don't know where it comes from. We only disagreed with Kibaki when people around him decided not to implement the constitution that we had agreed on, the basis of. So people talking about ethnicity are talking cheap politics, which really have no roots here. But today we are all escorting our brother. And, but I want us to be united as a people. Kenya is much more important than any one of us. If Kenya burns, we'll have no country. We've seen around us, Somalia, from 1991 up to today, is in turmoil. Look at South Sudan. Look at DRC. Look at Ethiopia. And some other countries around us here. It is better to have peace that we're having here and push and go and have a peaceful election than to have turmoil in this country. Because if it disrupts, you don't know the end. That is the message that I want to convey here. And finally, I want to say that Parliament must not try to change the Constitution because of narrow ends. The Constitution that we brought here brought devolution. Devolution need to be defended. Today there's a Gazette notice. They are saying that they want to amend the Constitution in order to legalize this CDF national government. What does national government have to do in the counties? In counties, we have counties which have got executive powers to implement. Let the national government let go of resources to the counties as provided for the Constitution. Health is devolved, provide the fund down there. Roads also, is devolved. You don't need Kura and Kera. Have only Kenha for the national government, dealing with international highways, national trunk roads, and feeder roads, and leave all the other roads in the regions to counties and send the money down there. Why should you be building markets for counties? Let counties build a market themselves. How about affordable housing? Let counties build affordable housing. Then you will not be talking about 15%. You will be talking about 35 to 40% devolved funds. Then you can blame the governors if they're not working. But you cannot blame Governor Sakaja for roads in Nairobi which are not under his jurisdiction. Most of the roads in Nairobi are not county government roads. They are all Kura and Kera roads. What is Kera doing outside Nairobi as a city, the capital of the country? So let devolution work in the honor of Dr. Garu. I want to end by saying, may the Lord rest his soul in eternal peace. Thank you very much.
Raila atatoka kesho. Raila atakuwa 2027. Anaweza kuwa hayuko. Lakini kama mkienda tena kwa uchaguzi na sasa itakuwa